Now, once you've found a course or two to look at, you need to know what to look for. And what I suggest you do is, the first thing to look at is where's the course coming from. A lot of courses come from North America because that's where health coaching has really taken off, and so they're ahead of the game in that respect. But there are also courses which are coming from Europe, like ours. And the first, if you live in Europe, then it might be a good idea to think about this, because some of the issues which will be covered in American courses will not apply necessarily to Europe. Now, not so much in the coaching area, because people are pretty much the same everywhere in that regard, in terms of changing behavior and stuff like that. But when it comes to anything around diet, nutrition, food products, agriculture, legal requirements, food labels and stuff like that, there is sometimes quite a big difference between what goes on in North America and what goes on in Europe. So in Europe, for example, we don't have to worry about things like hormones in meat or GMO soy and stuff like that. And yet people are constantly coming up with these concerns, but they don't apply in Europe. Then they're really not a worry, at least not yet. Perhaps they will be after Brexit goes through, but not just now. So the first thing to look at then after that, once you've made once you've had a look at where the course comes from, is to look at the awarding body. Now, the awarding body is the body which provides the qualification. Now, are they recognized nationally and preferably internationally too as an awarding body? Because that's very helpful if you start looking for jobs. If you start going around looking for a job in the private sector or public sector, people are going to ask you what your qualification is. And it really helps if there's instant recognition of a type of qualification that you have. So that's one thing. So the next thing is to look at the qualification itself. What's it called? What's the name of the qualification? And then you look at the level. Now, these are the two things that are worth comparing and knowing about, because qualifications and the world of sort of educational bureaucracy is full of acronyms and opaque sort of descriptions of things and problems like that. So it can be quite difficult to figure out what's going on exactly. So the level of a qualification, applies to how difficult the assessments were. The assessment criteria for that qualification, to pass that qualification were. They don't relate to how many hours, the curriculum, the length of the curriculum, the detail, anything like that. It's all about how difficult is the assessment. So for example, a 3-hour written exam would be obviously a higher level of assessment than, say, a bunch of quizzes. So you have to understand how the level thing works, because it doesn't relate to the curriculum or the length of the course. Okay, so the next thing is the learning hours. Now, the level and the learning hours are both set by the awarding body. So the learning hours will give you a good idea of how long the awarding body has assessed that the course will take to complete by the average learner. That's what that's all about. So that gives you quite a good idea of the depth of the course, in a sense, all right? And then you need to be looking at what you want to get out of the course itself. Do you want more or less, for example, nutrition information and knowledge? Some courses health coaching courses are really just about coaching and nothing else. They're really content free in other respects. And that's, if you want that, that's fine. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that I believe that when you're working with people in this space of coaching around their health, then you do you're faced with lots of questions about nutrition, which people themselves are not able to necessarily to work out even with your help. So they need some guidance around that, and that's why the course that we run, as I'll explain later, is a hybrid really between a nutrition course and a coaching program. But that's an important thing, because this is about what you want to get out of the course and what's important to you. So you look at the next thing would be to look at what kind of, if it's nutrition you're interested in, then what kind of nutrition is this? Or, what's this all about? Is this a vegan course, or is it about some particular belief or some sort of bias towards towards meat eating or low carb or paleo, whatever it is, you know, you need to find out what's going on there and ask that question. That's very important. And then you look at the curriculum itself. How is the course split up? Is it modules, units, and what is covered? You know, headline stuff. This is what sort of areas are covered, because this will give you an idea of the emphases that the creators of the course are putting in different areas, and they'll be different for different courses. And then you need, of course, to look at how the course is assessed. You know, you if it's a half decent course, and it should be, if it's listed on the UK site there, then it will be a proper assessed course. You can't really have a proper course without genuine assessments in it. So you need to look at how they're assessing you. Is it an exam, or is it a series of quizzes, or is it a load of different, a variety of different sort of assignments based on different practical aspects of what you would do as a coach? So look at those different things. That's important too. And then how is the course delivered? This is again more practicality stuff around your own needs and your own life and lifestyle. Is how does this work? Is it mostly online, or do I have to attend? Can I attend if I want to? What are the options out there, and how long does it last, and all that sort of stuff? And then getting into the course itself. Once you're into the course, what will it be like? How will you interact with other people? If you've got lots of questions, which you should have during the course, then how are you going to get those questions answered? What kind of support can you expect from your lecturers? And you know, how well can you interact with your course mates as well, and things like that. How much flexibility is there? I mean, if, for example, if you miss an assessment, if you get too busy, you miss a deadline for an assessment, what's going to happen to you? Do you have to start the course again, or pay a fine or something like that, or is it flexible? These are important things, because you know, life is so busy these days, and people very often, you know, get behind a bit with things, and you need to know just how flexible the organisation is in helping you to get through it. And then I think another option there will be to look at further learning opportunities. Is there a learning path that comes out of this qualification? Can I go on to something else? Will it be recognised? Will my qualification be recognised if I want to go further and do some other training? So those are just some important considerations there when you're looking at choosing a course. This is really important. I mean, obviously a lot of this applies to any kind of course, but particularly in this area where health coaching is new. It's a fresh new wellness profession, and so a lot of this is reliant on your ability to drill down and find out what's going to suit you best and what you want to do afterwards with it. That's the key thing. What do you want to do with this in practice? What do you see yourself doing as a health coach, and what sort of areas do you want to focus on? That's important. So you choose the course based on that. Okay? So in the next videos, I'll explain our course and what we offer.